off this stream beautifully. Yes. Let's start off this stream beautifully for all of you. Let's check the settings before anything. I think everything's good. Everything's good. Oof, everything's officially good. Let's put this over here. It looks good. Oof. We good. We're good. Everything good. Settings good. Commercials are on. Good to go for all of you watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a morning. Yes, good morning stream for all of you. Today is Monday, December 22nd, 2025. And today I'm bringing you a special stick. Yes, a very special stick. Perdomo, the legacy. Epicure, yes. For all of you watching, yes, we're going to talk about this. We're going to review it. And for some of you around the world, I know many of you working, some of you sleeping, because some of you are around the world. Some of you sleeping. It's 11:46 a.m. Wake the hell up. But I know a lot of you are sleeping. So for all of you, please be careful. Be careful oversleeping. Oversleeping is something that I can say it's too much. For all of you, I'm going to be using, yes, our ashtray, beautiful ashtray. Nice ashtray. Shout out to my wrenches. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to my members. We're going to use our ashtray. And not only that, we're going to be using on this stream a couple of things. Cafe Bustelo, yes. I'm going to be using this, and if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. Today I'm using Cafe Bustelo. This is actually probably my favorite one other than Padron. Those are my two favorite coffees. And if you ever find this at the store, give it a shot. I can guarantee you will really like it. This is Cafe Bustelo. This is what I'm doing. And for all of you, yes, I get the big 10 ounce because that's what it is. It's a brick. I'm going to do this for all of you one time. Reaper Crew, you know what time it is. Yes, you know what time it is. Win number one. Ooh, you see the time. All right, before anything, our coffee. Look at that coffee. My lips are papping. Look at this. Beautiful coffee. Look at that beautiful coffee. Yes. Beautiful coffee. That foam is beautiful. Good to see DT Cruiser. Shout out to DT Cruiser. Shout out to AM. So this is the coffee that I'm drinking today. And yes, I made this coffee. You can see how to make a Cuban coffee. Go online, Google. Google should tell you how to make a Cuban colada coffee. Let me take a sip real quick. Cheers, all of you. It's Monday. Do you like Monday? I love Monday. But do you like it? That's my sugar for the day. Ooh, that's my sugar. Because whiskey has no sugar. Anyway, it's over here. For all of you, if you ever go to the store again, inexpensive. Why did I buy this? This is buy one, get one free. If it's not this one, buy one, get one free, Cafe Bustelo, I get the pilon. It doesn't mean I'm cheap. It doesn't mean I'm rich. It doesn't mean I'm poor. It doesn't mean anything. I just know how to use my money. And at the end of the day, just how you see me on the mainstream, sometimes I buy chicken, sometimes I buy pork. Yes, I bought pork, but I didn't put it on stream. We didn't do a stream yesterday, but point of the matter is, today I'm cooking New York strips. So, I mean, what are we doing out here? It doesn't mean you're poor or you're rich or you're middle class, or it doesn't mean anything when you buy coffee. Just know when there is a good sale, buy one, get one free, you buy the son of a gun. Sometimes the Cafe Bustelos are buy one, get one free, or sometimes the pilons are. So I do recommend all of you to get that one. And we're going to be doing the Perdomo Legacy. Let me tell you just a little bit. By the way, this is a 2025 edition. God, it's beautiful. I haven't clicked the link on this. You know what? It's too modern. Look at it. You click this and it is, I don't know. I haven't clicked that. I should. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure to, when I take this off, I'm Make sure that's intact so after the stream I can see what that is. And there's a barcode. Perdomo Legacy. The one company I told myself I'll never put on the stream. The reason why, well, we can talk about it another day. The point of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, I am in Miami. Shout out to Miami. I'm in Miami. Miami Hurricanes made it to the playoffs, and now they're in the quarterfinals. But that's not about this stream. This stream is about coffee. This stream is about relaxing. This stream is about giving you a good review of this legacy. Perdomo, here's Perdomo Legacy 2025. I was given this by one of our wrenches. If you're ever a wrench, you have the free possibility and the free will to send me whatever you want to me to review anything. And that's how it is. Thankfully, we have great members. We got great support on our channel. Yes, this stream might not get the huge amount of views, like 5,000, 7,000, 6,000 views that we get on the average on the afternoon streams, on the cooking streams where I drink whiskey. But in the morning, it's sometimes good to do something different. And I want to do something different for all of you to follow me in my journey in the morning, how I start waking up. So when I wake up, first thing I do is I pick out a fragrance. I brush my teeth, I pick out a fragrance. I put deodorant, sometimes I take a shower. Today I didn't take a shower, right? I took a shower last night. Point of the matter is, after I'm done doing everything, I do a couple routines, and then I come down and I do my coffee. The coffee today is Coffee Bustelo, and you already know sugar is the main thing on here. Little shot. Here goes, drink a sip. Ah, it's so good for all of you. Do me a favor, chat room. If you're watching, hit that like button. Yes, hit that like button. It helps out a bunch. I know many of you probably don't know how to. If you're watching from your phone, tap it a couple times. The cool part about that is YouTube pops something up in your face. When you click it, you'll see. Just all you had to do is click. And then YouTube gives you a little animation. The point of the matter is, let's go back to this. This is aged 10 years. There's 3 different releases of Legacy, as you all know, just like every company does. They do a Connecticut, which is a lighter leaf. They do one in the middle, like a Maduro, like this one. And then they do oh wait, this is not Maduro. This is like a Habana, which is this one. This one's the one in the middle. So the shade and color is a little bit in the middle. And then you have a darker one. The darker one is Maduro. So they have 3 different releases of the Legacy, 3 different shades. And I don't know about all of them, but I'm pretty sure all of them. Yes, these over here, all of the Perdomos are sun-grown. Now, what does that mean? Sun-grown is something that some people just don't understand. Well, there's a lot of sun that goes into the wrapper. This wrapper is what makes this whole stick. All the flavor comes with the wrapper. Any stogie you pick up, when you look at a stogie, the wrapper, which is the outside part of the stogie, is where you get all the flavor. All the flavor comes with the wrapper. And then you give it extra flavor with the filler inside, yes? This one's a shade grown over here, AM says. Point of the matter is, forget about if it's shade or not shade, or if it's shady, too shady. Anyways, the main thing about this, let's skip all the hoofah. Okay, the main part about this is, it is aged for 10 years. 10 years, this wrapper. Now, I'm not talking about the whole stogie. I'm talking about the wrapper in general. This leaf outside is aged for 10 years. And the one special thing that has this going and has this a little bit goo-goo gaga is that this over here, it is aged for 10 years and an extra 10 months. An extra 10 months aged in bourbon barrels. Okay? An extra 10 months aged in bourbon barrels. So, what am I expecting from this? Well, I've never done this one before. Perdomo, Legacy. And I don't condone everybody to go for Perdomo. You know, it's just, I don't want to talk about it, but just we're talking about this review of this legacy. 10 years and then age and extra in bourbon barrels. So this one to me, I'm just gonna smell this off the rip. I'm just gonna say this. It smells sweet. It smells sweet. I haven't smelled it yet, and now I'm smelling it. It smells very sweet. Now, was that gonna be a thing? Yes, it could be a thing. Let me lick the tip and let me give a nice little draw, cold draw. Let's lick the tip. Okay, here we go. Sometimes I get notes just by doing this without being lit. Do me a favor for all of you, hit that like button. Let's see what this tastes like right now. Here we go. Here we go. This is like a whiskey. There's a whiskey. There's a little bit of cinnamon that I'm tasting on here. A little bit of cinnamon and cedar wood. Almost not even cedar wood. We're gonna say like oak. Like oak barrel, oak dust, like bourbon oak dust. Let me do it one more time. This tastes like this. Oh, it's a little bit spicy. Ooh, the spice just hit my. I don't even have this lit up. Ooh, the little cinnamon, and then sweetness on the barrel. This is not even lit up. This is oh my lord. This is gonna be a fun one. Okay, one very shout out to the chat room. You guys are awesome. Wig wag num num, I see you. Wig wag num num, I see you. MD, I see you. DT, I see you. All of you, don't forget. Members only content, members only content. This is probably going to be members. We'll see. Don't forget to get your membership if you haven't. Don't forget to subscribe here in the corner if you haven't. Don't forget to hit that like button. Okay, so far, exactly like I thought it would be. Only thing is, this one, it has very much notes like the Pappy Van Winkle from, what's it called, Drew Estate. It has a little bit of a draw of that Drew Estate, because the Drew Estate is the Pappy Van Winkle stogie. And they aged that one in Pappy Van Winkle bourbon barrels, right? So this one has those sweet notes currently right now. Anyways, I can't wait to do this. I hope AM is watching because AM officially, he sent us this. And we're going to do this, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to use 2 lighters on the stream. I'm going to use matches. I'm going to use matches. So we're going to put the matches over here. And then I'm going to use a torch. Now, the torch shouldn't be too heavy, so here we go. Yeah, it's not too heavy. That's good. All right, let's do this. One thing I noticed just now, I kind of don't like the wrapper. You see how far I burnt it? And look, it burns easy. What does that mean? That means that there's probably a little bit of alcohol. Ah. Oh, my nose. Usually, what that means is there's a little bit of the residue of the alcohol that was in the bourbon barrel is stuck on here, giving it that sweetness. And look, it burns easier. What does that mean to me? To me, I have a feeling that it's going to burn quicker and faster. Is that a good thing? Well, it doesn't matter if it's a good thing or not, because if it burns faster or slower, it doesn't matter as long as I get the notes. But I can tell that currently, I have a feeling it's going to burn faster because look at this. I only burned it far away, and I put it in a different setting too. And look, so far, look, it's still burning strong. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it's a good thing if you want flavor, right? You can tell it's going to have a lot of flavor. So here we go. Let's officially light this up. Cheers, all of you. Let's light this up and do the review of the Perdomo Legacy. So, to finish this off, here we go. Finish this off. Look at it. It's still burning. To finish this off, we're going to use a match. Oof. Let me just say this currently right now. Cinnamon. There's a lot of cinnamon up the yin. A lot of cinnamon up the yin. There's a sweetness also. It's almost like a honey sweetness. You could tell it's sweet. Look at my lips. I'm drooling like a dog. Did you see? Look at the wrapper. I'm drooling like a dog. Holy crap. I hate to show you guys. I'm drooling. Look at. I'm drooling like a dog. There's a lot of honey and cinnamon currently. A ton of, oh my lord, a ton of honey and cinnamon that I'm getting. When I say a ton of cinnamon and honey, honestly, I don't even find any other note other than cinnamon, backed up cinnamon, and a little bit of honey in. Let me see. So officially, this is finished in bourbon barrels. This is finished in a bourbon barrel for 10 months. 10 months. The wrapper is aged for 10 years, but then they finish it off in bourbon barrels. So far, this is kind of reminding me of a whiskey. This is not reminding me of a stogie at all. This is reminding me of a whiskey. And if I'm having a whiskey in the morning, and not a good idea. We're doing this Perdomo Legacy 2025, and it's very, very, very sweet. Let me find a little bit of notes, but currently that's cinnamon. There's a little bit of pepper too. Now I'm starting to get black pepper, honey, black pepper, honey, cinnamon. Ooh, there's a real ramp up of black pepper. I just got to ramp up a black pepper. Now, currently, what I want to do is, I want to suggest some of you don't have this with wine. I'm just going to say this around for all of you around the world. I don't care what anybody says. This Perdomo Legacy, you should not have this with wine at all. Don't have this with beer either, unless it's a stout beer. I'm telling you this right now. The amount of strength of this current stick right now, it's sweet. It gives you the cinnamon, and then boom, it's starting to give me, look at that. It's stuck, look at that. It's burning pretty quickly. It's starting to give me that pepper. Very, very, very strong pepper with the cinnamon. Very strong. But there is a honey note on here that keeps it sweet. You can taste it. It's almost like a bourbon. It's almost like a bourbon honey. Oh, I like this. I like this. It's different. Perdomo Legacy is different. All right, here we go. Let's do this again. Oof, Lama, you know what? I don't want to let this go. Honestly speaking, shout out to him. I don't want to let this go, but I have to let this go. I need to put this somewhere. Let's put this over here. I need to let this go. I need to put this down. The notes in my mouth currently are just a strong array, of sweet honey, black pepper, and cinnamon. But the cinnamon's fading away and it's turning into black pepper and honey. I have a little bit of oak note that I'm tasting, but the oak note isn't really taking over. So if you think I was just talking about bourbon the whole time, and you think I'm going to have that oak note, while I don't have that oak note yet, remember, stogies, they do transition often throughout the stick. The first third is good. The second third, the final third is different, stronger. You never know. Sometimes they're all one way streets. Anyways, drink a sip. Cheers, all of you. Coffee Bustelo. Okay, now that I have the coffee Bustelo, I have sugar in my mouth. Maybe I could find some more notes. Currently, I really like it. Okay, I really like it. I really like it a lot. And again, shout out to my chat room. Dang in the chat room. Member, dang. Member, dang. AM, thank you so much. Couple other you out here. Thank you so much. Wigwag. Good to see Wigwag. Ooh, Wigwag. I could have sworn you had a membership, Wigwag. Don't forget to renew the membership, Wigwag. And for all of you, never forget to renew the membership because the colors on your emojis do change. Anyways, here we go. We're going to go over here and we're going to try this out. Oh, look at that, like that. You see that? They change. They go dang. Okay, so currently, my lips are really papping hard. Honey. A little bit of pepper. More pepper than cinnamon currently right now. And I'm also getting a little bit of another note that's coming through. Maybe the other note is coming through. Maybe it's just the coffee Bustelo. Maybe it's because I just sipped this coffee Bustelo. I'm getting like a very odd, but I'm going to just say this. There's a Maker's Mark bourbon whiskey that has a certain chocolate note. And I'm getting exactly that chocolate note from just that one specific Maker's Mark. I have like a taste flavor memory. I'm getting a current Maker's Mark chocolate. Maker's Mark chocolate I'm getting. Let me do it one more time. I'm getting a Maker's Mark. By the way, the construction, look at the construction. Construction on this is good. By the way, this is very hard to find. I've never seen one. I've never seen a Perdomo Legacy 2025. I've never seen one. So huge shout outs to AM. Let's try this out here. Over here, I think, you know what? I think I'm getting chocolate. The chocolate on here that I'm tasting is actually chocolate I'm tasting. It's not the coffee. It's actually chocolate. Very nice chocolate. This is not a dark chocolate. This is like a milky chocolate that I'm tasting. A Maker's Mark kind of a chocolate. Now, why I say Maker's Mark? Because Maker's Mark has releases that tend to have a lot of chocolate, and they have a cinnamon too, which is very odd that I'm saying that because this is finished in bourbon barrels, right? Now, Perdomo doesn't tell you what bourbon barrels they use. What they do is they buy used, yes. They buy used bourbon barrels, which the used bourbon barrels are going to be cheaper, obviously. Because they're used. What are the distilleries going to use those bourbon barrels for, right? So they sell those bourbon barrels overseas for the people overseas that want to do Scotch whiskey, right? And then also for the other people out there that just want to buy used bourbon barrels, right? And so there's a lot of companies here in the USA that also use bourbon barrels for a lot of other things. But the one thing is, one new thing that the tequila industry is doing the tequila industry is doing. They're also using used bourbon barrels to get a little bit of that sweet niceness of those bourbon barrels. Like we have a bourbon barrel in the back. You see our bourbon barrel in the back? Yes, there's a bourbon barrel over there. That bourbon barrel is from Tennessee. Point of the matter is, currently, I'm getting chocolate. I am getting chocolate on here. I'm going to do this one more time. Here we go. Let's see how this is. Currently, the construction is god dang beautiful. Outstanding construction on this. Outstanding construction on this. Construction's really good. I just tasted my lips. 100% chocolate. Cinnamon is falling through a little bit. Just a little bit. It's still there, but the black pepper is a little bit more in your face, kind of enhanced. Also, I'm going to also say for some of you, if you pick this up, maybe if you're not having coffee, maybe you find other spices. I currently don't find other spices. I currently find cinnamon and black pepper, honey, and chocolate. But I'm going to drink this one more time. Usually when you drink a little bit of sugar, it does open up your taste buds a little bit. Man. Look at that, beautiful. Don't forget, the Super Champ button is active. For each one of you that have a question, the Super Champ button is active. I'm going to have to, look, I could keep on going and doing this like this, but there's going to be a time that's going to fall on my skin. I'm wearing a tank top. I don't want this to fall on my chest. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pat it right here. Boom. There we go. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow. Look at this. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. It just pops off. That means the construction on this is real good. But again, how can you say a construction's bad if the wrapper, just the wrapper itself, is aged for 10 years? This thing is fantastic. Construction is beautiful. And the one thing that just pops out of this, the band is so beautiful. This has to be one of the top 10 best bands I've ever seen in my life. This might even be the best band I've ever seen in my life. I'm just going to say I've seen a lot of bands. Look at how beautiful this is. Yes, I need sunscreen and sunglasses for this band. Look at this band. Beautiful band. Here we go. Let's see if we pull some more notes on here. Is it just me, or it can't be just me, right? There's something very different that this one actually. I'm gonna retrohale this to see if I get more notes, but there's something that's a little bit different from this currently right now. The pepper is nice, but it's getting backed up by something else that's not even chocolate. Let me see. Now, you would think that I would say caramel. You would think that I would say not only caramel, you would think I would say vanilla too. There's no vanilla. No vanilla, no caramel on here. Okay, no vanilla, no caramel on here. There's specifically, I'm just going to say this, there's specifically for bourbon notes. There's no brown sugar that I was thinking that might have brown sugar on here because it's finished in bourbon barrels. Right? Now, for some of you, you might think that there's other spices out there, like maybe a rosemary, or a little bit of a Cummings, or garlic. There's no garlic ever in stogies, okay? You never get garlic ever in stogies. Sometimes on stogies, if there's ever spices, maybe you get a little bit of almost like a little hickory spice, maybe a little bit of a white pepper spice, right? On stogies, sometimes you could even find some rosemary, some herbal spices, right? some herbal spices you could probably find, right? None of that, none of that. This is simple as can be. A little bit of black pepper throughout the puffs. Honey, beautiful honey. This is keeping this nice and balanced and sweet. And then the chocolate note starts coming in on this. I don't know how much it's gonna get and how heavy it's gonna get in the mid range, but currently I'm getting that. And then the cinnamon is just fading off. I had cinnamon and now I don't have too much cinnamon anymore. I'm gonna say this. I was expecting one note on here to find me, and the one note that I was expecting to find was honestly brown sugar. I was planning on finding some brown sugar on this, but there's no brown sugar on this. Not a thing of brown sugar. Let's try this again. Ooh, wait. Let me just say this. I burped a little bit in my mouth, right? I had some OJ earlier. I had some OJs. Yeah, I had some OJ earlier. I was going to say OJ Simpson. I had some OJ earlier, which OJ, if you guys don't know, it's orange juice. Had orange juice earlier. I like orange juice, man. Orange juice, no pulp, no pulp. Or if it's light pulp, it's good. I had some orange juice. I'm from Florida. I'm tasting a little bit of orange, and I'm not specifically sure if it's this. I'm gonna say AM is probably like, damn, he doesn't know if it's this. Earlier I said, is there chocolate after I just had? Is there chocolate? And earlier I said, if there's chocolate after I had a little swig of this, right? In Florida, I live in Florida. And in Florida, we have a lot of oranges around us. This is the hometown of the best oranges in the world. You might think Italy is. Sicily. Sicily is a place that has beautiful amount of seafood, beautiful amount of oranges and citrus trees. Right? Sicily is also another place that some of you have never been, and I've never been before, but you could go check it out on YouTube. Go take a tour on YouTube. Check out Sicily. Sicily is the place that you tend to see a lot of oranges in certain trees and stuff. But here in Florida, this is literally the capital. This is the number one place. If you want the best oranges in the world, here in Florida, I live in Miami, Florida. Here in Florida, there's beer distilleries that buy their oranges from Florida because we have the best oranges in the world. Why is that? It's because here in Florida we get the most sun in the world. It's winter time, right? Where you guys are at, wherever you guys are watching, winter time it's cold. Here it hasn't been cold. I've been having to wear tank tops, right? And over there you see the sun. It's just always sunny out here in Miami, South Florida. But I'm getting a little bit of a citrus orange. I'm not going to completely say it's a citrus orange just yet because I did have some orange juice earlier. But currently, if I find a little bit of citrus again in this next puff, I'm going to have to say it. What I'm going to do is retrohale this, okay? Let's retrohale this one time. To the corner, young man. To the corner. I think we have like a 26-year-old in the chat room. Sometimes you got to send them to the corner, you know. Put the cone in the head. Okay, I completely forgot to retrohale this. Here we go. Shout out to the chat room. You guys know. Chat room. Here we go. Let's do this. There's a little bit of bitterness. There's a little bit of orange. There's a little bit of orange. A little bit of orange. Ooh, there's a little bit of orange. Wait a minute. I'm starting to rely on my taste buds. But I'm thinking about the orange juice I had earlier. I'm going to show you guys how much orange juice I literally drank. I know some of you don't believe it. Some of you don't believe it. So what I'm going to do is I need to show you. All right, here we go. I just hate to show you. I was having some OJ and no pulp. I drank this before the stream. This is what I like to drink. It's rich on that vitamin C. Good. It doesn't have that D. Well, the point of the matter is, this is no pulp. I like to have it with some pulp sometimes, but I have to feel it, you know? Have to feel it. How many of you guys feel pizza Sundays? Pizza Sundays. Well, same thing goes with me. When it comes to these things over here like this, I have to feel it. This is 100% orange juice, freshly squeezed. Taste no added sugar, but I have a feeling they did put a little bit of added sugar. It says fresh squeezed taste, no added sugar. Man, I don't know about that. Point of the matter is, shout out to Five Banana Sprays. I know he likes to say it like that. Tropicana, the pure premium. This is what I had before the stream. So, is this changing my flavors? Is this changing the flavors of Perdomo? OJ, is this changing the flavors of my Perdomo that I had this earlier? Maybe I have a little bit of a citrus in my mouth still left over. I could be wrong. When we get to the mid of this Perdomo, I'll see. Is it this or is it that? Is it this or is it that? We're going to see. But currently, this is... I just like oranges, man. Orange juice, I like orange juice. O.J. Simpson, not so much. Okay, now that we said that, let me clean my palate. Let me clean my palate a little bit with some purified water. This review is going pretty good. I like this review so far. I love Mondays. It's my favorite day of the week. Some of you think Saturday is my favorite day of the week. As a matter of fact, Saturdays to me is a little bit stressful because I have to do my bets, my sports betting. And then Sunday is another day for me. It's like, man, it's a relaxing day. Sunday's a great day. And Monday's a great day. Friday, I don't know if I like Friday. I know all of you like Friday. My excitement comes from Friday that all of you like Friday. That's the only thing I can say. Everybody likes Friday, and the excitement is what it is. It's almost like a trendy thing, right? You're not about the trendy thing, but you have that feeling like that excitement that everybody's excited for it. And if you're not excited for everybody excited for it, well, maybe you're not human, right? Maybe you're not human. The point of the matter is, as human beings, we have all emotions. Not each one of us has the same emotions. I am not the guy. I have crocodile tears, but for some of you men, I do know that some of you have very, very strong emotions. And for the ladies have the biggest emotion ever, right? And again, how does that work on Fridays? Well, Fridays is a big day. The day Friday is a day that everybody enjoys. Irish Shane, thank you so much, Irish Shane. He says 100%. 100%. We're all human. All human. Shout out to all of you. Morning coffee. With me, the Whiskey Reaper. You can call me the Reaper, yes? Call me the Reaper. You don't have to put the whiskey in front, but yes, I am the Whiskey Reaper because I only show you the best whiskey, the best time, and for all of you watching, we only show you the best whiskey on the streams. I never show you any bad whiskeys. Always good whiskeys. Today I'm going to be cooking on the main stream will be about 5 p.m. New York Strip. So don't miss the New York Strip stream. It will be today. I need to eat something, right? Anyways, Perdomo Legacy. Let's see. We're going to pop this over here. Boom. I like the fact that this just cuts off easy. Here we go. For AM. Let's see if there's citrus. I just drank a little bit. Did I even drink water? Wait a minute. I don't even know if I drank water. Here we go. Let's drink the water. Shout out to Publix. Let's clean that palate real quick. Here we go. We're in the second third. Here we go. Let's see. That's orange. That's orange. That's orange. There's no denying that there's an orange citrus kind of a note on here. That's orange. That is orange. That's orange. That's orange. There's no denying. Look, I haven't had. How many minutes has it been since I had orange juice? About an hour and a half. An hour and a half. Very, very, very. I'm going to say this, an hour and a half. Orange, chocolate, orange, chocolate, pepper, a little bit of pepper. I'm also getting, okay, for all of you, I'm also getting a little bit of that oak influence. Okay, there's an oak influence of that barrel, okay, of that bourbon barrel that it's actually hidden a little bit. I'm getting just tad bit of almost just a little hit of cinnamon. Every now and then, a little hit of cinnamon. This is not earthy at all. There's not a bit of earthiness on here. It is very, very, very well rounded. It is currently, I'm going to say, for the best stogie finished in a bourbon barrel, I have to say that I might have to go to this one. I don't feel that the Pappy Van Winkle from Druid State is the best bourbon stogie in the world. Currently, out of all the finished whiskey sticks that I have ever had, I have to say currently, this one might hit the nail on the head of being the best stick that is finished in a bourbon barrel. Okay? Perdomo Legacy. It has to be currently the best stick in the market. And I'm going to say that right now. Currently, we're right here. Yeah, look at that beautiful. Look at the construction, so good. But there is a little bit of oak note on here. The oak note on here is it's there. It's there little by little. Little by little you can taste the oak note. For some of you that don't know what an oak note is, if you have a whiskey, every whiskey has a certain oak note. Sometimes they're sweeter, sometimes they're not. Now, what kind of oak note does this give me? Somebody said in the chat room earlier, and I think in the chat room I can say, somebody says they have this with Glenlivet. I wouldn't have this with Glenlivet. Personally, I wouldn't have this with Glenlivet. I would not have this with Glenlivet. But it has that light oak, that you can find in some of those lighter bourbon whiskeys. It has that light oak. Now, what whiskey would I tell you to have this with? There's one, and the one that I like all the time. If you have this with the Henry McKenna 10-year, I think it's going to be the perfect mix. I always go to the Henry McKenna when it comes to stogies. Right? Always go with the Henry McKenna when it comes to stogies because the Henry McKenna, it's just something about the Henry McKenna. Now, the Blantons, somebody said Blantons in the chat room. I wouldn't put this with Blantons. I would not put this with Blantons because the Blantons, I think the Blantons oak note will take over a little bit too much. And I think the Blantons, I don't think would be a good mix with this. I don't think a good mix with this. Anything that has a low age, maybe 10 years, 7 years, 6 years, those will be good. But you have to find a whiskey that has low proof too. Now, I'm going to say this for some of you. I do know I like my favorite whiskey out there is a Blanton's Gold. I like Blanton's Gold. I like the Blanton's Gold. If I was to recommend a Scotch whiskey to have with this, I'll tell you right now, but let me take another lick out here. Here we go. Cheers to the chat room. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Ron, I see you, Ron. Get that membership for all of you. Get that membership. I can see a little bit better, Ron. Here we go, Zeus. Let me do this one more time. Oof. That's very nice. That's very nice. I'm gonna put this down, let it cool off a little bit. So what whiskey would I put with this? Personally, me, I'm gonna say this right now. Personally, me, I think Wild Turkey would be good with this. Wild Turkey, especially one Wild Turkey that I'm gonna say that can even out some of that orange note that this has. The one whiskey that I think this would go really good with would be the Wild Turkey, the barrel proof, Wild Turkey barrel proof. I believe it's the barrel proof, the rye whiskey, barrel proof rye whiskey would go really good with this one. Wild Turkey tends to have a lot of citrus notes in their arsenal when it comes to Wild Turkey. Also, another thing Wild Turkey has that some other companies don't have is they mix up a lot of the citrus in their flavor profile with a little bit of rye whiskey. I mean, not rye whiskey, just a little bit of rye spice. One thing that this is missing, which I'm not going to say it's missing anything, I think this is really actually really perfect. But if there's ever a rye spice, it would go really good. I do know AM in the chat room, he sent me this. And the one whiskey that I think AM has that I would recommend him to have with this will be the Angel's Envy Rye Whiskey. The Angel's Envy Rye Whiskey, one of the main notes in the Angel's Envy Rye Whiskey is a nutmeg. There's a nutmeg and a little bit of spicy notes in that whiskey. And it's a syrupy, strong rye whiskey. It's probably going to go very well with this honey note that I'm having, with the little orange note that I'm kind of feeling out. Now, I'm not really getting too much chocolate right now. Currently, I'm getting a lot of oak pepper, a lot of oak pepper, honey to balance this out. But again, I just cleaned my palate, right? But this, if you have a Wild Turkey barrel-proof rye whiskey, it would go phenomenal with this. Also, if you have a Scotch whiskey, it's called the Dalmore 15. If you had a Dalmore 15, another one that would go really, really good with this one. Really, really good, really, really good one. Glenlivet also has a fusion cask. A fusion cask, Glenlivet fusion cask would go really good with this. It will bring out a little bit more of those bourbon notes that this is supposed to have. Glenlivet, the Dalmore, Wild Turkey. I said three different distilleries. Which other one would I recommend? Oof. Well, I said Hannah McKenna too. Hannah McKenna is. I wouldn't recommend Bullet. Don't get Bullet. Hannah McKenna, which is Heaven Hill. I would recommend that. I also did recommend Angel's Envy Rye Whiskey with this one. Angel's Envy Rye Whiskey. Now, I don't recommend the Angel's Envy pour what is it? The regular Angel's Envy bourbon. I wouldn't recommend it with this because it has a poor wine finish, and it's gonna be a little bit too. You don't want anything too fruity, right? You want it to go along with this. Let me take another puff. I don't want to take out this band. This band is beautiful, but I don't want to take it off, but we're going to have to take it off. We're going to have to take off this band. This band is so beautiful. Let's take the band off. That band is so nice. I'm gonna put this aside. Let me see if I can put the band somewhere here. That band is so nice. Beautiful, beautiful band. Might be the. This might be. By the way, for some of you, this might be the most beautiful band I've ever seen in my life. Most beautiful. This Cohiba can look. Cohiba. The band of the Cohiba has like a The Cohibas usually have like a hologram on the top that makes that Cohiba band just so beautiful. But this is just the best band I've ever seen in my life. The colors just reflective American, yes, American standards, right? Beautiful. I don't know where to put this because this band is nice. We can't put this here. I guess we could put it right here. Damn, look at that band. That band is exceptional, beautiful. Again, let's go for some of you out here. We're at the halfway point, basically. Halfway point of this, and this has been just an astonishing, outstanding, remarkable, really good stogie. It hasn't stirred me in a bad way. Shout out to Manny in the chat room. Shout out to Manny. The pepper notes and the spice notes that I'm basically getting, nothing crazy, and that's good. Will we get more of a transition into more notes, heavier notes on this? Maybe we're gonna see. But what I'm gonna do is just put this like this. Look at how it just cuts off so easy. This is right here. Wow, this is nice. Now, for some of you, I just want to tell you guys, this is 100% Nicaragua. Okay, 100% Nicaragua. I do know Perdomo tends to just do Nicaragua. And if you haven't noticed, Nicaragua, they have one of the more heavier pepper notes out of every. If you want a really strong, peppery, right? Nicaraguan stogies are always going to have a good amount of pepper. The wrapper on here is saving and backing up. That wrapper's so beautiful. Look at the wrapper, man. Wrapper's so beautiful. Size-wise on this one, I think this one's a 6 by 50 something. Okay, this is a Perdomo for all of you. So they have different sizes. They also have a torpedo one. They have a torpedo one, which we're not doing the torpedo one. We're doing, which one was it they were doing? Let me see. We're doing Epicure. So it goes basically Epicure. Okay, so this one should be, Epicure 6 by. Okay, again, I've been doing a lot of totals. This seems to me almost like a total. Okay, this seems to me almost like a total. So I'm just gonna say off the bat of what I think it might be. 6 by 54. 6 by 54. It has to be 6 by 54 because 6 by 60 wouldn't be the size. 6 by 60, the ring gauge would be a little bit different, a little bit thicker. You guys see me do the Total Gordos, 6 by 60. So this one should be 6 by 54. There you go, AM. Thank you so much, AM. AM in the chat room says 6 by 54. So 6 by 54, there you go. The ring gauge is 54. Long 6. The Total Gordo to me is thicker. So 6 by 60 Total Gordo. This is not the 6 by 60. This is a Total, which is Epicure 6 by 54. 6 by 54. And we'll see what's over here. This is nice. This is nice. This is nice. This is getting nicer. It's getting nicer. I'm getting chocolate. I'm still just getting more of a transition of chocolate. The honey's kind of fading off. Just a tad bit. The honey's fading off. Let me do this over here. Beautiful. Chocolate I'm getting. Starting to get more of that chocolate. Oof. If you start doing this little by little without this relaxing, if you're heating it up and you're just going back and forth, you get chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. But don't expect this to be a dark chocolate that's a little bit bitter. Let's talk about the chocolate notes. Let's talk about the chocolate notes that some stogies give you. Currently, we're doing this Perdomo, right? The Legacy. It's so far from the beginning to the middle, right? From the beginning to the middle, it was just at the beginning I didn't get chocolate. Little by little, starting to get to the middle. I'm just starting to get chocolate. Most of the time with stogies, you can get a dark, dark chocolate note that just starts transitioning into a bitter, bitter chocolate, right? There's also other stogies out there that give you a sweet chocolate, right? And it starts still transitioning and giving you that sweet chocolate till you get almost to the back end, and then boom, that chocolate just dies out and turns into coffee, right? Sometimes it's what it is. This one over here, really, honestly, I'm gonna say this: it just stays like that sweet chocolate, almost like a milky chocolate. I'm not gonna say it's creamy, not too creamy, because to me, I don't find this to be creamy at all. I don't even find this to be earthy. I don't find this to be too strained into that bitterness on that chocolate. I don't find this to ever really just give me a hint of coffee notes on here. I don't find this to really be able to change, but it could change, right? It could change. But it's really, 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 really the wrapper. The wrapper really does it. I like this. 10 out of 10 so far. Let's do this again. If you start retrohaling this, if you start retrohaling this, that citrus note is really there. I'm going to say this. I like this a lot. Can I recommend you any other Perdomos? Probably not. Probably not. I wouldn't recommend you any Perdomos as of right now. This is the only time I would recommend you a Perdomo. This Perdomo. I would not recommend you any other one. I don't give a darn if Mr. Perdomo himself decides to send me some Connecticut's. I ain't gonna even recommend you any of them. No, oh, no. I'm just gonna say this currently right now. This Perdomo, the Legacy, shade grown. It is excellent. I can't really find any negatives on this. I can't find. I like to find negatives. Negatives is always good to find, right? Negatives is always good to find. Ripper Crew, you know what time it is. Win number one. Negatives are always good to find. The only negative I could say about this, and hear me out, is going to be very, very crucial. The only negative I have to say about this, one negative and a horrible negative to me. The worst negative possible that any of you whiskey lovers would probably say, I believe it. I condone what he's saying. I concur. This is very hard to find. Very hard to find. I haven't found these ever in the stores. You guys know the stores tend to know me, and I also know a store owner, and even him, even he, even he doesn't even. I've never seen them have this. I've never seen this. Never seen this. I've never literally seen this. Again, this is brand new. I've never seen this. I've never seen this at all. In 2025, out of all the stores I've gone to, I've never seen this. So, the negative I'm going to say, okay? The negative I'm going to say is just I can't find this. You can find it online to buy it. You can find it online, but I don't go online to buy stuff, right? It has to be in the stores. If you can't find it, and I can't find it, why would I do a review of something? Right? But why are we doing this review? We're doing this review because one of our ranches Great AM, the Great AM. Yes, the Great AM. That should be his name, the Great AM. Right, the Great AM. He sent me this, and he finds stuff that people can't find. I guess that's just what it is. He finds stuff that people can't find. Construction's beautiful. Taste, flavor is amazing. Don't have any issues. I haven't even had to, you see, I haven't even had to knot this up again. I didn't even have to maintain this stogie. This stogie has been perfect from the beginning to the end. You haven't seen me light this up again. This is one of the perfect ones. Now, I'm gonna say this. Out of all my favorite stogies in the world, I still have to give a little of a hint to Arturo Fuente. Arturo Fuente Pyramid, or we could say the Torpedo Añejo. I'm going to say the Añejo gives this a run for its money. Only difference between this one and the Añejo, Arturo Fuentes Añejo, is Arturo Fuentes Añejo, I believe they finish it up in, if I believe correctly, Arturo Fuentes Añejo, they finish it up in, if I believe correctly, some barrels. They finish it up in some barrels. They finish it up in some barrels. I can't tell you what barrels it is because last time I remember, it was bourbon barrels that were used in some tequila, and they used them, not this one, but the Arturo Fuente Añejo, which is almost a shark. It looks like a shark. It looks like a sharp torpedo pyramid-looking thing. Those are expensive, about $40. About $40. Now this one isn't about that price. This one is not about that price. Okay, this one's not. This one's cheap. This one's under $20. Under $20. Under $20. There's nothing. There's no fall. There's no fall on this. Look at the construction. There's no fall on this. It's not getting bitter. The chocolate is still almost getting milky chocolate. It's turning into almost milky chocolate. The chocolate is beautiful. I do find hints of honey, not too much as I was before. I still find those maybe there's another spice note on here that maybe I didn't say. But black pepper is one of the heavy hitters on here. The cinnamon note is completely gone. Completely gone. I think at the beginning is where you really get the cinnamon note. And the citrus note is really, honestly, what's keeping this really, honestly, remarkably insane. I can't expect a stogie to have cinnamon. Very nice. Let's see. Now, for some of you, strength-wise, let's talk about strength on this. Before we talk about strength, I drink a sip. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Look at my coffee. Man, I need to get that sugar. If there's ever a stogie of the year, my father blew. I like that one. Release of my father. They put out the blue. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But this one released this year, and this one's good. What's the other one? Patel something. Can somebody tell me? I forgot the. We did one. Emerald Green Patel. We did an Emerald Green Patel. That's the worst release of the year. Worst release of the year. The Emerald Green Patel. Oh man, that Patel. Rocky Patel. Thank you so much. Who was that? Stay frosty. Stay frosty, my man. Rocky Patel, the Emerald Green, has to be the worst release I have had this year. It was, to me, too much of a beautiful presentation and not a good stogie, right? Also, I think I did the Arturo Fuentes Añejo, the new batch this year. I think I've also did Arturo Fuentes new batches this year. They're fantastic. Now, I'm going to say this. Perdomo, I cannot, I cannot say this enough. Okay, not Perdomo, not Perdomo. I'm sorry, not talking on Perdomo. Now I'm talking about Padron, Padron. Okay, this 2025 legacy has to be all of them. But it is a runner up with the Añejo Arturo Fuentes. Añejo Arturo Fuentes, I don't know, but I had to say that might be number one. This one's really good. The one I was saying is Padron, Padron. Padron, Padron. Padron has releases, but the only issue with Padron, here's the only issue with Padron, okay? Padron has great sticks. They put sticks all the time, but the only issue is they go by batches. Now, that's the bad thing about Padron, okay? Padron, yes. Padron, okay? One of the bad things about Padron is that they have small batches. So, if you ever pick up a Padron, there's going to be a certain cigar maker. There's a certain cigar maker that creates all the batches of that one stick that you just bought in a plastic bag. They go by different batches. So sometimes if you go to a store, small batches to me is not worth me even showing you guys. Because if I find a batch and you guys can't find the same batch, it's not going to be the same notes that I'm having. You understand? So I have to say right now, for all of you, I have to say right now, ooh, he almost finished that one. We had a spammer in the chat room. He almost finished the last word of the fortune, Wheel of Fortune. Unfortunately, he didn't finish the last word. Sorry. That was fun though, right? Pinate on the donkey, kind of fun. Anyways, the Padron. We're not talking about this Stogie. We're not. This is the Perdomo. I'm talking about Padron in general. They have small batches, and I just don't want to. I don't want to explain to you why I don't like showing you those Padrons. Imagine I get a Padron, and all of a sudden, I say it's the best Stogie I've ever had. You can't get it. It's a small batch, right? And we all know that the best Padrons and the best, we all know that the best stogie rollers in the factory are the ones that make the torpedoes, right? The one that make the torpedoes. So if you ever see one that has a torpedo looking stick or a pyramid looking stick, those are the best cigar rollers, stogie rollers, right? The best stogie rollers in the whole factory. But you're not going to get the best stogie rollers in the whole factory with the ones that you get, right? You're not just going to get any stogie roller, right? It could be a woman, it could be a man, right? But with this one, I can't say with this one, there's a special stogie roller with this one. It could be any stogie roller, I guess, right? Padron. I mean, not Padron, Perdomo. So far, so good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to nip this over here. The fact that this nips off so good. We're getting to the final third of this. Getting to the final third. Ooh, the final third. The final third. The final third. The final third. Ooh, the final third. I'm going to put this down real quick. I'm going to have some of my Bustelo coffee. The final third of this. I'm going to say so far, this stogie is very nice. 10 out of 10. Can I tell you this is a lot stogie? I could say this is a lot stogie, but I can't say it's super light, right? I'm going to say, for some of you, this is the final third, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm experiencing. At the beginning of the stogie, it was completely medium. Medium. I think anybody could have done the beginning of this stogie. On the mid-range, as we're getting to the mid, it was still medium. And I'm just going to say, I think we're still going to be on the medium. medium strength. Medium strength. Currently, medium strength currently on the stogie. I can't even say full body yet. I can't say full body yet because I haven't really got to the hints to say that, man, this is really honestly too much of a stogie for some of you. I can't say that. This is really, really honestly almost like a walk in the park. This is very nice. Let me do this one more time. I'm gonna say so far this is just medium. This is medium. Now I do a lot of stogies. I do a lot of stogies. And I did a stogie yesterday by myself. I didn't want to put on a stream. I did a La Roma de Cuba. I think it's called La Roma de Cuba El Jefe. I did that one yesterday. And I kind of feel like La Roma de Cuba had more of a full body experience. More of a full body experience compared to this one. This one I'm just gonna keep it like that. Okay, I'm medium strength. I'm gonna say medium strength, but again, I haven't dig deep too deep yet. Another thing I like about this wrapper, you see the veins, right? You see the veins. You don't see too much of the veins on this one, right? Why is that good? It just shows how much care they put into the wrapper. There's one little vein, but the vein is not protruding, right? It's not too bad. As you all know, the veins is where you really get all the nicotine, right? The veins, without those veins, you don't get the nicotine. But this, honestly, medium. But we're getting to the end point that this is going to turn into a nub. It's going to turn into a nub. Oh, I need to cut my nails. Look at that. Never bite your nails, gentlemen. Here we go. So far, flavor-wise, I'm getting a little more citrus on here. I'm getting more citrus on here on the final third. The final bit of this, a little bit more citrus. The chocolate, it's. If I could say one thing I like about the final part of this stogie is the chocolate. It's almost in the air. It's almost like if I'm wearing a fragrance, a chocolatey gourmand fragrance. It's almost like I'm wearing a chocolate gourmand fragrance. This is turning into a chocolate fest. I can smell it. I can literally smell it in the air. If anybody was around me, which I have nobody around me, even my neighbors haven't came out. Shout out to my neighbors. Sometimes they come out to listen to me. Not even my neighbors have came out. If anybody comes out of their houses, they'll probably be smelling like if I had made some chocolate. What is it called? Hot thing of chocolate with a little bit of marshmallow. But there's no marshmallow in here, huh? Construction is insane. Look at this. Construction's outstanding. Outstanding. Let's try this again. It's remarkable how this has just stayed in place. Really, I can't believe it. It stayed with the construction perfect. I honestly can't believe it. My mouth is just perfectly, it's perfectly in tune. Man, this is such a good stogie. My mouth isn't bitter. It's a little bit dry in my mouth. The mouth is just a little bit dry, certainly just a little bit dry. My mouth has almost like a chocolate note in my mouth I'm tasting. Coffee, because I'm having coffee. Now, I have to have this coffee with sugar because I do not know if this is going to get stronger. If it gets stronger, what happens is if you don't have enough coffee, you already know what happens. All right? I haven't even had breakfast. On this stogie, I'm 75 minutes in. 75 minutes in on the stogie. On the stogie, 75 minutes in. Wow. I'm smelling my hands. Just so you guys know, when I go to the store sometimes after I do my stogie, so what I'm going to do after this, I'm going to eat a little bit of something, right? I'm going to eat a little bit of something. I'm going to go take a shower real quick, brush my teeth, and I'm going to leave the house. Usually when I leave the house and I don't take a shower, sometimes I smell my hands, right? And just smelling my hands currently, because I'm smelling my hands, it has like it has a liquor kind of a smell. It's kind of strange. It has a liquor kind of a smell. Like if I dip my fingers in some whiskey, kind of smells like that. Kind of strange, with a little bit, just a little faint little thing of chocolate. My hands smell just a little faint of chocolate. And that cedar wood that usually you get that cedar wood, that smell that you get on the tobacco leaf, right? I'm getting that on my hands. It's such a beautiful smell. It is honestly, if I was to make a review, I would base it off this. If I was to make a perfume, I would base it off this. The smell of this in the air is very distinct. I don't know how to explain it to you unless you have a friend next to you that says, you know what, that one smells a little bit different. Yes, it is different because it's aged 10 years. Not the whole, just the wrapper. It's aged 10 years and finished in 10 months in bourbon barrels. So I'm going to say this. I've been holding this for a long time. And honestly, I'm going to say this. My hands smell very specific. Honestly, it smells like a chocolate finished whiskey. Certainly impressive. Here we go, let's drink this up. I say drink this up, ooh, I'm thinking about whiskey. Let me light this up. Ooh, this is who that? Who that? The chairman said this. They smell like last night. Don't lie. I'm gonna say this. Let me smell it one more time. Just a smell in the air. Chocolate oak. Chocolate oak is what I smell. The final part of this stogie, chocolate and oak is what I'm smelling. It's absolutely phenomenal. The smell in the air is absolutely phenomenal. Wow. Let me do something real quick because I have a little bit of a. Oh my Lord, I'm just spitting out into the ocean. I'm spitting out into the ocean. It's like if I spit out some sugar. This definitely doesn't have sugar vibes, but it should have sugar vibes, right? Man, the smell's so good. It is so good, man. Holy Lord. Would I ever have this again? Yes, I think this is the only Perdomo that I would ever have. Again, only Perdomo. Here we go. Now, you guys are going to hate me about what I'm about to say about this. There's one chocolate note out there that some of you might not. I'm so sad to say this. And I want to say this for AM because AM has never probably had the stogie that I'm about to talk about. This has a chocolate note of one of the worst companies out there, which everybody in the stogie industry doesn't like it. But I'm going to have to say it. This has a chocolate note. It's so bad of me to say it. So bad of me to say it. But I haven't had that stogie in probably 2 years. But it gives me off a little bit of that chocolate note of the Gurkha Ghost. Okay? Sorry to say, but I had to say it. Okay? The Gurkha Ghost has a chocolate note, a milky chocolate note. If you have ever had the Gurkha Ghost, which I don't even know if they're still in production. I'm pretty sure they're probably still in production. Gurkha, yes. Gurkha, yes, yes, I said it. Gurkha, Gurkha, Gurkha. I said it. Gurkha, there's one that's called the Ghost. It has a chocolate note, and that chocolate milky note is very, very resembling this final part of this nub that I'm creating here. I don't recommend any of you to go out there and go buy the Gurkha Ghost. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't specifically recommend any of you to get the Gurkha Ghost. But if you want just a strong, milky, a chocolate stogie in the world, Gurkha Ghost. The only difference is this one is just probably almost like a stogie that has the chocolate taste and the chocolate flavors of a bourbon. You kind of could smell it in your hands when you're doing this after when you put it down. You put it down, you smell your hands. It almost smells like you've been having this dipped in some whiskey. My hands smell very, very, very similar to some of the whiskeys that I was talking to you about. They have chocolate notes, but man, oh man, is this good? And for all of you, we're gonna have some of this chocolate over here. Bustelo coffee, Bustelo. That's what I'm having today. I believe this is Cuban. You guys already know. For all of you watching, I am from Miami, and we do have the best coffee. By the way, I need to get some of that sugar. Oh, that's sugar. That's sugar. Man, that sugar is real nice. I'm still gonna say this is medium. Medium. I haven't experienced any full body experience here. No full body experience here. But look at the construction, so beautiful, right? Let's do this one time. Okay, as we're getting to the nub, as we're getting to the nub, chocolate and oak. I'm literally getting almost like no chocolate. I'm literally getting like almost no spices on here. No spices on here. Chocolate and oak is what I'm getting. Chocolate and oak. Chocolate and oak is what I'm getting. Now what I'm gonna do is, even I smell it in the air, I'm gonna pat this down. I'm gonna pat this down over here. Look at the buildup of the ashes. It's like perfect ash. You see this? Perfect ash. You sold them, right? Look at the ash. It's perfect ash. Chocolate and oak. Hints of orange. Just a tad bit of orange. And I think that's what I'm gonna get throughout this whole nub. I think that's all I'm gonna get throughout this nub. Now, I'm gonna say this. Medium strength. Okay? Medium strength. I'm gonna pin it right there. Medium strength. I'm ready to the end. Medium strength. Pepper notes are just fading off. And it's just leaving me almost like a licorice, kind of a licorice feel to this. Licorice kind of feel. Almost like if I dipped this in some whiskey. I didn't get that before. I didn't get that before. Maybe it's now where I'm finally feeling that and tasting that. Strong chocolate. Strong chocolate. Milk chocolate. Honey chocolate. Citrus chocolate. No pepper, no pepper notes. I'm detecting no over here, over here. Yes, it looks dark, doesn't it? Yes, it looks dark. It looks dark, but yes, medium, medium. That's what I'm getting, medium. Usually at this point, I would get a lot of spices, but it's still medium. To me, it's still medium. Again, I do stogies almost every day. I do stogies almost every day. I'm gonna say medium. Maybe it's because I'm having this. That's good. Again, let's look back at let's look back at the band. Definitely has to be the best thing that Perdomo has ever put out. Beautiful. What a band, what a band. Look at that band. Chat room, chat room. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up. It's hard to find who that. I've never seen this in the stores, who that. But the great, yes, the great AM. The great AM. He's in the chat room right now. The great AM sent me this one. Today I was going to do a Davidoff. I didn't do the Davidoff, and I think it's good that I didn't do the Davidoff because this one's hitting the perfect nail on the head. Perfect nail on the head. I can't put this down. I can't put this down. Can't put this down. Now that I just had that little bit, it's starting to fade off a little bit too much into the chocolate. I'm gonna say this, usually at the end, nubs, some of the time the nubs, depending on the size, depending on the shape, sometimes they're not as good as you can think they would be. The best nubs to suck up, not the best nubs to suck up, the best final stogie size is if you have a box press stogie. So box press means that it looks like a box. They box press it. Usually it keeps all those flavors, and usually at the end you get a huge amount of flavor still. This one is getting a little bit boring at the end. A little bit boring at the end. Just a little bit boring. Too much chocolate, can I say? Too much chocolate, and mainly chocolate. It's almost like I'm having a chocolate stogie right now. Some of you might like that. But right now, currently, maybe that might be the negative thing. That might be the negative thing. We can't knock it like that, right? On the nub, we can't knock it like that and say that. But I kind of have to say it right now. It's kind of getting just a little bit boring. Just a little bit boring at the end. Just a little bit boring. Now, this is not strong. This is not full body. I'm doing the tip. This is the nub. This is the nub. And there's nothing strong about this that I feel right now. Now, if you're new into stogies, obviously, I wouldn't recommend you to get this stogie if you're new into stogies, because why would you want to get this? Go try your other stogies if you're new into stogies, and then work your way up and just enjoy it. Enjoy this one eventually. If you go into this one on your first stogie ever that you ever had in your life, you're going to start basing everything, all the other stogies around this one. Not every stogie is going to be aged 10 years and finished up in bourbon barrels after 10 months, right? You're not going to find that out there in the market. Only if you have the Pappy Van Winkle stogie that's Jew estate. But even that one, it doesn't compare to this one at all. At all. But yes, at the end, it's getting a little bit boring. Am I going to finish this review right here on the nub? Maybe. I'm going to give it a little. What I'm going to do is, this is what I'm going to do. For some of you, I'm going to let this cool down, right? The one thing you want to do is when you have a stogie, it don't matter what part of the stogie, the beginning, the middle, the final third, let it cool down. There's a lot of heat. There's a lot of heat buildup over here. So let it cool down. While it cools down, what I'm going to do for some of you is something that I did mid. I clear my palate up. So let me clear my palate up over here. Let me clear my palate up just a little bit. After this stream, I'm going to click this. I'm going to click this and I'm going to see with this, each one of them, when you buy them, they have a little barcode, and that barcode, I don't know where it takes you to, maybe to a website. I'm going to see what this is. Every time you buy one of these, Perdomos, the Legacy, they should have this. That's when you know it's officially official. I'm gonna click that. I'm gonna see what it has, where it takes me to, because I honestly I haven't looked. Imagine doing a review and clicking everything and looking. No. I'm not here to I'm here to have a surprising experience. This is the first impression. So here we go. Let me see the final nub. Final nub. Final nub. Just chocolate. Just chocolate. Chocolate and oak. Chocolate and oak. It's almost like I'm having chocolate and oak. Chocolate and oak. Chocolate and oak. So do I like the end? Well, it's the nub. What am I going to say? It's the nub. I experienced all the great experiences with this stogie and this review. I experienced all the great experience on the stogie and the review. But this is the nub. I cleaned up my palate, and the best part of the end of the nub is honestly, the smell in the air. The smell in the air of this is just chocolate. Chocolate-filled oak. Chocolate-filled oak. Barrel experience. Yes, bourbon barrel experience. And I'm going to say this currently right now for all of you. I really like this stogie. But once you get to the end, that's it. Once you get to the end of the nub, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Once you get to the end, to the nub, it's a wrap. Construction's still good in the end, but it's a wrap. It's a wrap. For all of you watching, 10 out of 10. Perdomo Legacy 2025. Is this the best bourbon barrel experience with a stogie ever created? I think so. I think some of you need to stop buying those Pappy Van Winkles. You need to stop buying all those other stogies out there finished in bourbon barrels. This is the one. This is the one and the only one that you should be buying, because this is the experience you should want to experience when you like whiskey. If you like whiskey, you'll have the experience on here with these beautiful, easygoing notes. Nothing crazy with crazy notes that go out throughout the stogie, throughout the stick. But this is hands down probably the best thing that Perdomo has ever created. And I'm going to say this right now, I really like this experience. A huge thank you for all of you that have been in the chat room. Huge thank you for all of you that have been in the chat room. And for all of you watching, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you watching. Pin the tail of the donkey operation. You can do it now in the chat room if you want to. Let me drink the rest of this. Ooh, it's already done, right? I got a little sip left. Great stogie. Great stogie. Convent Bustello. Beautiful stogie. Beautiful wrap-up of this review. Perdomo, the best thing that Perdomo has. For all of you watching, ladies and gentlemen, we will be streaming later on today. I need to cook for all of you watching. Reaper Crew, Reaper Crew, you know what time it is. We're number one. This is a stream, a review stream, and we did review this. Fantastic, fantastic, 10 out of 10. For all of you watching, huge shout-outs to the USA, huge shout-outs to U.S. Marines, U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, U.S. Air Force, and the U.S. Space Force battling the aliens over there on the moon. Also, huge shout outs to you. I see you. You guys are awesome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. My chat room, my members, my subscribers, all my ranches. Hoodan, I see you. AM, I see you. Manny, I see you. DT Cruiser, Wigwag, and some of you that have memberships. All of you that have memberships that have been watching my streams, I appreciate you so much. All the times that you renew the memberships and all the times that you send a little appreciation. Edgar Romeo should officially our head wrench should officially get this, and the one big shout out will go to AM. AM, thank you so much for giving us this experience and this beautiful Monday morning. It's a great stogie. Keep on doing this, Perdomo. It's a hell of a one. 10 out of 10, and that's a final review. I'm going to end the poll in the chat room. The poll officially, I said, do you like Mondays? We had 100 votes in the chat room, and out of 100 votes, all of you said yes. 58% of you says you love Mondays, and you should officially say that all the time. Mondays is the best day of the week. You guys are awesome. 42% said no, but for all of you, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. I do more morning reviews. More morning reviews will be coming, and I want to make sure that all of you understand. We are, yes, Reaper Crew. You know what time it is. We're number one. Hit that like button on the video, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all soon. Thank you all for tuning in. Reaper officially signing out. 2025. Today is December 2022. It is almost Christmas. The end of the year is near, and man, oh man. Yes. I'll see you soon.